The mobilization of forced labor by Imperial Japan is a part of Korean history that must not be forgotten. Koreans live with a painful history where many young men and women were forcibly removed from their families without knowing why. The Japanese mobilization of Koreans into forced labor began during the Asia-Pacific War in 1938, when people were taken to mines, construction sites, factories, battlefields, and comfort stations against their will. They were regularly injured, killed, and subjected to racial discrimination. This trauma lingers to this day, and we cannot let this painful past fade from memory. The Korean Foundation for Victims of Forced Mobilization by Imperial Japan works to heal the wounds caused by this painful history through critical reflection and education. Having instigated the Asia-Pacific War, the Japanese government has not yet apologized and expressed sincere remorse for its crimes, even though nearly 7 decades have passed since its defeat. Taking on the responsibilities of the Committee on Investigation of Forced Japanese Mobilization and Support for Victims of Forced Overseas Mobilization, an inquiry into crimes and injuries caused by forced mobilization was conducted in June 2014, in addition to the establishment of various support programs. The Korean Foundation for Victims of Forced Mobilization by Imperial Japan was founded to help heal and provide necessary support to the victims of forced mobilization and their families. The foundation is currently engaged in cultural, academic, investigative, and research projects related to welfare support, memorial events, and exhuming the remains of victims of forced mobilization. To ease the suffering of victims, several substantive and transparent support projects and activities are being conducted. The Foundation is committed to addressing various grievances related to the forced mobilization and is working to help unite the Korean people, raise awareness about the lasting, historical significance of these painful events, and contribute to peace and human rights. The ultimate goal of the Korean Foundation for Victims of Forced Mobilization by Imperial Japan is to remember this painful history while helping forced mobilization victims and their families find healing and prosperity. By never forgetting the pain of this history of forced mobilization, the Foundation will do its best to build upon the sacrifice and work towards peace.